So today we will study new chapter, chapter 4, that is heat. So as we already know, what is heat? Heat is a form of energy. So heat is a form of energy. From energy we get heat. Okay. So if someone asks you what is the SI unit of heat, you can simply say it's a joule. Okay. So the SI unit of heat is joule. 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 Okay. In chapter 3, you learned that woolen clothes are made from animal fiber. This we have already studied in chapter 3, that wools are made from animal fiber. You also know that cotton clothes are made from plant fibers. We wear woolen clothes during winter when it is cold outside. Why we wear woolen clothes? We wear woolen clothes during the winter season because woolen clothes are thick. They are, we can say, insulator. Insulator are those substances which do not allow heat to pass from them. They are called the insulator. So this sweater, jacket, whatever you are wearing, that is act as a insulator. Like suppose I am wearing sweater, woolen sweater. So my body temperature will not go beyond sweater. So my body temperature remains same. That means I'll feel warm. Is it clear? Is it clear? But during the winter, we wear cotton clothes. During the summer, during the summer I told you, right? During the winter we wear woolen clothes. During the winter we wear woolen clothes. But during the winter we wear, during the summer we wear cotton clothes. Why we wear cotton clothes? Because cotton clothes have small pores in that means whatever clothes you are wearing, it contains small pores. Pores means, you can say, hole, chota chota ched, that is pores. Okay. So when you will observe properly this cotton clothes, you'll see that if you see, like if you are a brother or father in your house, if they are wearing a ganji, then you can see that if it is a pure cotton, it will have some holes. Okay, so it contains some pores. So during the summer when we wear this, what happens? It have two advantages. One is it releases the body temperature outside. So when it releases body temperature, you feel cool. Okay. And second thing, it absorbs sweat. It absorbs sweat. Is it clear? That means गर्मी के मौसम में ये गंजी जो होता है उसमें छोटा छोटा छेद होता है, वो पहनने से क्या होता है ना, हमारा शरीर का जो गर्मी जो होता है वो बाहर निकलता है उस छेद से, तो हमको ठंडा फील होता है. सेकेंड थिंग, जो भी पसीना आया, ठीक है, जो भी पसीना आया वो गंजी उस चीज को सोख लेता है, इफ इट इज मेड अप ऑफ कॉटन. इज इट क्लियर? So here it is written, we wear woolen clothes during the winter when it is cold outside. Woolen clothes keep us warm. We refer to wear light color clothes, cotton clothes, when it is hot. So remember that whenever it is hot, remember that white color clothes are reflector of light. Black color clothes are absorber of light. That means if you are wearing black clothes during the summer, you will feel hot, you will feel more hot. Is it clear? But if you are wearing light clothes or white clothes during the summer, then you will feel little relaxed as compared to black clothes. Is it clear? This happens because dark color cloth or black color absorb more light. So if someone asks you which color cloth absorb more light, so if you are having dark cloth, you will say dark cloth. If you are having black cloth in the option, you will write black cloth. Is it clear? And reflector of light is reflector of light with which color? White. White or light color. Okay. Okay, so this gives us a feeling of coolness. We might, this is the reason why students are allowed to wear white shirt during the winter, during the summer. Okay, and during the winters they used to wear jacket, sweaters. Yes or no? Okay, clear or not? You might have wondered why particular type of clothes are suitable for a particular reason. In different reason we use different type of clothes. For example, during the summer we wear thin clothes, and generally we use cotton clothes. Okay, thin clothes. Why we wear thin clothes? Because when we are using thin clothes, then the warmth, uh, that means the temperature of our body can be able to move from our body. That means it will be easily transferable from our body to outside environment, so we will feel little relaxed. Okay, but during the winter we wear thick clothes. Thick clothes means mota clothes. So this thick clothes don't allow our body temperature to go out. Okay, and we feel hot. Is it clear? And during the winter, during the rainy season, we wear plastic clothes. Plastic clothes, that means I'm talking about raincoat. Okay, during the winters we use generally plastic clothes, polyester. Like we used to wear during the rainy season. During the rainy season we wear raincoat, we use umbrella. These are actually plastic, one type of synthetic fiber. Okay, is it clear? Okay. In winter you feel cold inside the house. During the winter you feel cold inside the house. Okay, if you come out in the sun you feel warm. When you are inside the room, during the winter, you feel cold. But when you go out to the sun, that means when you are going outside, you feel hot. In summer, you feel hot even inside and outside. But during the summer, you feel hot outside and inside also. So why it happens like this? During the winter, I don't know you know this or not, during the winter, actually our planet Earth is actually far away from sun during the winter. So when the earth is far away from the sun, then we celebrate winter. Okay, we have winter. Fine. So when the earth is far away from earth, then definitely its light will reach, definitely less amount of light will reach from the sun to the earth. So when less amount of light will reach to the earth, we will have less temperature. So less temperature will be there. So less temperature is there. So definitely our house is covered. Our house is covered by walls, ceilings, and floors. So what happens? What happens continuously during the night? Our wall, everything is been cool. Okay, it has been cool. So when it is cool, when you are in the house, you feel cold. But as the sun rises, when you go out, you feel little warm. Is it clear? Is it clear? So our room temperature during the winter is less. Okay, remember that suppose I don't know you have feel this way or not. Like suppose everybody you have maybe television, TV in one of the room, right? So during the winter, I'm just trying to explain you something and try to notice this. Have you feel this or not? Okay. So during the winter, suppose all your family members are watching television, okay, and suppose you are having 3 4 rooms. So you are watching television in that particular room, okay. 4 5 people or whatever, so many members are there in your house, so all are watching television in that particular room. After watching the television, now you want to go for a sleep. You are moving to the next room. When you enter to the next room, how you feel? Yes, little bit cold. Do you know why it happens like this? Why it happens? Can you answer? Anyone? Can you think of the reason? So the reason behind this is when we are sitting together, we release carbon dioxide gas. Everyone knows that when we expire, we release carbon dioxide. Carbon dioxide is a greenhouse gas which absorb heat. Okay, so when we are sitting together in a room, we are taking oxygen and we are releasing carbon dioxide. So that room is been filled with carbon dioxide and it is warm gas. Garam hawa hai wo. Okay, so your room becomes warm. Okay, as you are moving to another room, nobody is there, so when you enter to that room, definitely you will feel little colder as compared to that previous room where you were watching the television, because there was no carbon dioxide. Is it clear? Is it clear? Okay, so in summer we feel hot even inside and outside. So remember that during the summer, outside is very hot, but inside it is little bit relaxed than the outside temperature. Both inside and outside both will be hot, but you will feel little relaxed inside your house. Okay, how do we know whether an object is hot or cold? How you can say which object is hot, which object is cold? How can you say? Definitely by touching it, right? When you touch something, you can easily say that that is hot or it is cold. Is it or not? But it is not advisable to touch everything and see that they are hot or cold. Like suppose if I am putting a hot water in front of you and I'm telling you to just say that is hot or cold, if you'll put your finger inside, definitely you'll get hurt, right? Yes or no? So there is another way, without touching the substance, we can understand that the substance is hot or cold, and that is an instrument called thermometer. By using a thermometer, we can easily say that the temperature of that substance is more or less, or in simple term we can say that the temperature is cold or hot. Is it clear? So how do we know whether an object is hot or cold? How do we find out how hot or cold an object is? In this chapter, we shall try to seek answers to some of these questions. So we'll try to find the answer of these questions. Okay. So it's not easy to simply touch all the object and to say that they are hot or cold. Some of the objects are very cold. Like I don't know you have heard or not. Have you ever heard about nitrogen, liquid nitrogen? Liquid nitrogen is very dangerous. Its temperature is minus 196 degrees Celsius. That means if you reduce the temperature nitrogen, if you are having a nitrogen and if you are reducing the temperature of that nitrogen gas up to minus 196 degrees Celsius, then it becomes liquid nitrogen. In that liquid nitrogen, if you put your finger, or suppose this pen, if I put this pen for few seconds only, like I have put and then I have removed, okay, for few seconds, maybe 1 second, 2 second, after removing this, okay, if I squeezes this way, this pen will break into pieces, it will break into pieces, okay. This is very dangerous gas. If you put your thumb or finger, any finger inside that liquid for few seconds, and if you remove, and if you take a hammer and if you hit it, you will see that your finger will break into pieces. Like you have seen during the accidents, uh, when this glass of the vehicles break, they break into small pieces, right? Have you so you have seen, right? So same way when we put any object like our finger or maybe paper or maybe pen inside the liquid nitrogen for few seconds, and if you take it out and if you hit it with a hammer, you will see that it will break into pieces, okay, it will break into pieces. So that is very dangerous liquid, okay. So this type of liquid you can't touch and you can feel. If you will do that, that means you are taking high risk. Is it clear? Same way, suppose if I am giving you lava, okay, volcano, if I am giving you volcano lava, and I will tell you to just tell me that object is hot or cold. So if you touch that lava, definitely you will hurt yourself or not. So there is another way, better way. Without touching the object, we can easily identify the object is hot or cold. And by using an instrument called thermometer, we can easily identify the object is cold or hot. Okay? Okay? So we'll try this. We will try to find this type of answer in this chapter. So hot and cold. How hot or how cold an object is, that is called temperature. Okay. So if someone asks you what is temperature, so this is the degree of the object. Degree of the object, that means how hot or how cold the object is. Okay. So in our day-to-day life, we come across a number of objects. Some of them are hot and some of them are cold. So you can easily understand in your day-to-day life which are the objects are hot, which of the substance are cold. You can easily say, right? Tea is hot. Tea is hot. Okay. Tea is hot. Tea is hot, but tea can be cold also. When you keep it for a long time, definitely it will become cold, right? So here tea is hot, actually it should be mentioned hot tea, okay. So hot tea is warm and ice is cold. Ice is cold anytime, okay. Every time until and unless it is ice, it is cold, fine. List some object you use commonly in table 4.1. Mark this object as hot or cold. Like ice cream. Ice cream is hot or cold? Cold. Spoon in a teacup. Spoon in a teacup. It can be both. Okay, it can be both. How? I'll tell you. If the tea is cold, then it it won't be hot, right? Spoon will become hot. It won't become hot. Okay. So when it is hot tea, okay, when it is hot tea, then only spoon will become hot. Fine. Fruit juice. Fruit juice. Cold. Yeah, generally they are cold. Okay. Handle of a frying pan. It can be both. We are talking about the frying pan. We are not saying that that frying pan has been kept over the burning gas. Okay, if we see that way, then definitely the handle of the cooking utensil will be hot. Is it clear? Is it clear? Okay. Remember that do not touch objects which are too hot. Be careful while handling a candle flame or a stove. Don't touch hot object directly. If you will touch, definitely you will burn your skin. Okay. So we see that some objects are cold while some are hot. You also know that some objects are hotter than other while some are colder than other. Some objects are hotter than the other. For example, I'm having a normal water. I'm having a normal water in one of the glass, and I'm having a boiled water in one of the glass. So definitely that boiled water will be more hot or hotter than the normal water. Yes or no? Boiled water definitely it will be more hotter than the normal water. Yes or no? So we can compare this way that which object is hot, which object is cold. I don't know you have noticed or not, during the winter many people they take bath with warm water. Am I correct? During the winter most of the people they take bath with warm water. So while mixing, like suppose you are having a hot water, okay, so do you take hot water and put it on your body? No, we mix it with normal water. So when we mix with normal water, after mixing, then we put our hand, we put our finger to check that what is the temperature of the liquid, that means water. If the liquid is very hot, we add more normal water. Okay, and after adding slowly it become, that means little bit, the temperature remains little bit higher than the normal water. So when we touch that liquid we feel like, oh yeah, this is okay, I can take bath. Yes or no? You do it this way or not? So after mixing it then you take bath, so that temperature you can easily handle. Okay, so we should know that how much temperature we can handle. Okay, so how to decide which object is hotter than the other? We often do it by touching the object, but it is our sense of touch reliable? Do it is always reliable? Reliable, that means by touching any object, can we say that which is more hot or which is little bit less temperature than the other? Can we say by touching? By touching the object, can we say that which object is much more hotter? It's not easy. It's not easy. Like suppose I'm having a boiling water. Uh, we can check it by thermometer, and then we can say, here it is said that by touching the object can we easily identify which is more hot or which is less hot? No, it's not easy all the time, because if both the objects are hotter, like suppose one object is 90 degrees Celsius and another one is 95 degrees Celsius, if you touch both the liquid, it's not easy to identify which is hot or which is cold. Okay, so there is another method. By using a thermometer we can easily identify which object is hot or cold. Is it clear? Now there is another way to find that our hand is reliable or not. Okay, so let's find out. Activity 4.1. Take three large mugs, label them as A, B and C. You can see in your figure A, B and C is been given. Put cold water in mug A. In mug A you are putting cold water. and hot water in mug B. Put hot water, not very hot, but hot water, okay, little hot water in mug B. Mix some cold water, mix some cold water and hot water in mug C. Okay, that means you are taking little hot water and little cold water and you are mixing. Fine. Now dip your hand, left hand in mug A and right hand in mug B. So you put one of your hand in mug A, that means in cold water, and right hand on your mug B, which is hot. Okay. After keeping the hand in the two mugs for 2 minutes, that means you keep your hand for 2 minutes. I don't know you have feel this or not. When we put our hand, I don't know you have noticed this or not. When we during the winter, when we take bath with warm water, when we put our hands in the water, we feel that the water is hot. Correct? But if you keep your hand on that hot water for some more time, do you feel that the water is hot? Like first time when I am putting my hand in the warm water, not very hot, okay, that means the temperature which I can tolerate, I can handle easily. So I am putting my hand on that water. So when I'll put my hand, you will feel, that means I'll feel, or when you will try, you will feel that the water is hot. Now you dip your hand in that water and keep it for some time, so you will see that your hand is becoming hotter and hotter, slowly it is becoming hotter. Okay, temperature is increasing, your hands temperature is increasing. After some time you'll see that your hand is not feeling any temperature, it is normal. Okay, you'll feel like there is no temperature, extra temperature in the liquid. You'll feel normal water is there. Okay. Okay. Now if you put another hand in the same water, you'll again feel that the water is hot. Why it happens? Like in the second hand you are feeling hot, and in the first hand it become normal water. Why we feel like it's a normal water? Because there is a reason. Heat always travel from hotter object to colder object. Heat always travel from hotter object to colder object. Okay, heat always travel from hotter object to colder object. So the water was hot. So when I have put my hand over there, hot water, its temperature is moving to my hand, and it will move continuously till the temperature become constant. That means my hand's temperature and the water temperature, until and unless the temperature is not same, temperature from the water will be moving to my hand. Okay. Okay. So the temperature from water is moving to my hand, that's why I'll be feeling hot, and it moves continuously for some second, and then I feel normal because my hand's temperature and the water temperature become constant, fixed, same. So I don't feel anything, I feel like it's a normal water. Okay. Now second, if you put your hand in the cold water, if you put one of your hand in the cold water, which is which is having less temperature, your hand or the cold water? Which is having less temperature, your hand or the cold water? Cold water. Our body temperature, our normal body temperature is 37 degrees Celsius. It cannot be less than 35. Okay, it cannot be less than 35 degrees Celsius, or it cannot be more than 42 degrees Celsius. It remain between this only. Okay, our temperature cannot change very much. If it changes, we will die. So our body temperature is 37 degrees Celsius when it is normal. Okay. So when I am putting my hand in the cold water, now from where heat will transfer? I told you few seconds before that heat always travel from hotter object to colder object, right? Hotter object to colder object. So when I am putting my hand in the cold water, from where heat will transfer? From where heat will transfer? From my hand to water or from water to hand in case of cold water? So the temperature will move from hand to water because my temperature is more and the temperature of water is less. So the temperature always move from hotter object to colder object. So when I'll put my hand in cold water, my body temperature, that means my hand's temperature is moving to the cold water. When it is moving to the cold water, I will feel cold. I'll feel cool. I'll feel cold in my hand. Understood or not? Is it clear? When the temperature is moving from my hand to the cold water, my hand will feel cold because temperature is moving from my hand. So definitely I will feel cold. Same way, the another reason that I told you previously about the warm water, when I will put my hand in warm water was hotter than my hand. So hot temperature, that means more temperature from the water will be moving to my hand and I will feel hot in my hand. And another reason, when the temperature, cold water, in case of cold water, when I'm putting my hand in cold water, my body temperature is moving, my hand's temperature is moving to the cold water. So I'll be feeling cold in that reason. Is it clear? Like when you are taking ice, when you put ice in your hand, do you feel cold in your whole body? Where you feel? Where you are placing the ice, right? If you are placing that ice in your hand, then definitely you will be feeling cold in your hand. Or do you feel in whole body? On your particular place, that means wherever you are placing the ice, right? Because from that reason the body temperature is moving to the ice. Okay? And when the temperature from our body is moving to the ice start melting. Okay? Okay? Now what we will do, we'll put both the hands. Now one was in the warm water, another was in the cold water. Okay. Now we will remove the hand and we'll put it in the normal water. Okay, normal water. So when we will put our hands, you will see that one of the hand feel hot and another one feel cold. Okay, one of the hand will feel hot, another one will feel cold. Can you tell me which hand will feel cold and which one will feel hot? Can you tell me? Can you think? So the hand which was kept in the hot water, when we will put it in normal water, we will feel cold. And the hand which was kept in the cold water, when we will put it in normal water, we will feel hot, because I told you 2-3 times that heat always travel from hotter object to colder object. Okay, heat always travel from hotter object to colder object. So when I am moving my hand from the hot water, then definitely its temperature is more. So when I'll put it in normal water, so the temperature from my hand will be moving out. So I'll feel cold in my hand. And another one, when I am taking the hand from cold water, my temperature, hand's temperature is less. When I am putting it in the normal water, its temperature from the water will be moving to my hand. I'll be feeling hot. Okay? So the hand which is taken out from the warm water, I will feel cold, and the hand which I have taken out from the cold water, I will feel hot. Is it clear? Is it clear to everyone? Okay. So do both the hands get the same feeling? So definitely no. One will feel hot, another one will feel cold. Bujo, Bujo's confusion shows that we cannot always rely on our sense of touch to decide whether an object is hot or cold. You can simply touch the object and you can say that which object is very hot or which is very cold. Okay. Sometimes it may be deceive us. That means sometimes it will be difficult for us. Fine. Then how do we find out? How do we find out how hot an object really is? A reliable measures of the hotness of an object is called temperature. Okay, so you can say that here it is said what is a temperature. Okay, so we can say that the measure of the hotness of an object, hotness or coldness. Okay, the measures of the hotness or coldness of an object is called its temperature. So temperature is the uh, degree, okay, degree, degree of hotness or coldness. Fine. Temperature, temperature is measured by a device called thermometer. By using a thermometer, we can find the temperature of an object. Okay, so there are different types of thermometer. One is called clinical thermometer, another one is called laboratory thermometer. Okay, so clinical thermometer means the thermometer which is used to find the temperature of human body, that is called clinical thermometer. And another one is called the laboratory thermometer. So laboratory means in the lab we use this thermometer. Okay, why we use laboratory thermometer, there is a reason that I will teach you in the next class. Okay, so I'll stop my class here only. Fine.